that is Carl Baermann's Tarantella, and this edition is in Pamela Weston's book, 50 Classical Studies for Clarinet, number 26. So this was by request, and what do we have? An Allegro Vivace Quasi Presto. So it's meant to be going for it. So, you know, whatever. It's one of those ones where you just go for it and hopefully it all comes together. It's a bit of a fun one. However, we should probably break it down and go slowly. So, we have a lot of triplets. We're in B minor, so if you're really good at your B minor scale, and that all just rolls off the fingers nicely, this piece should be a lot easier to play. It's very B minor. It's keeping within that tonality. So let's go from the beginning. We've got triplets. Pineapple, 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 pineapple. At this point, Pamela Weston puts in a breath mark. It kind of makes sense if you're going a bit slower. She breathes there, or she's put a breath mark in there. Personally, if you're going really fast, it kind of makes more sense to do the whole entire 8-bar phrase. But the breath mark itself is trying to encourage you not to breathe every 2 bars. One of the problems with the Tarantella when everyone plays it is they breathe after every slur. And then you're just going to hyperventilate. It also breaks up the music too much. You want to give the music some flow, some impetus, and run into the next phrase. Build that momentum. What I like to do is either taper the ends of those crotchets or perhaps crescendo into the next block of 2 bars. So something like this. So that's 8 bars. And notice that at that time I just was disappearing the note, but the air was still there. So if we inverted it into the crescendo, you get something like this. And that kind of gives it extra energy. So you got a choice here, you can mix it up. Let's keep on going. So it was meant to be piano at the beginning. I never do piano. So then we have a sforzando. And we're meant to have a diminuendo there. Then we have another sforzando. Okay, we have this D to D leap. How do we pull that off? Well, I guess a good stable embouchure and a good reed and a good setup. However, ab muscles. We have to feel like we're crescendoing through that lower D into the high D. We need to hit that energy to help that the high D come out. The other thing too is you don't want to psych yourself out. You don't want to be thinking, duh. Okay, you got to hear that note in your head. And it's only a short note, so a lot of energy. All right, then what do we have? We have dotted quaver, semiquaver, and then your triplet. So caterpillar, pineapple, 1 ender, 2 ender. So we've got this interesting mixture of semiquavers, also interesting mix of 4 and 3. Now that's really important at slower speeds. When we're going bad out of hell, it's going to get buried. Everything's going to feel like a triplet anyway, just by sheer accident. But if we're going slower, this type of rhythm is really, really important to distinguish. Hear how that semiquaver is just that smidgen shorter than the note that comprises of a triplet. So that quarter versus a third. So it's just a subtle difference. Sounds quite cool. But if we're going really fast, it's just kind of going to disappear. But it's one thing to keep a note if you are doing that type of rhythm anywhere else. In fact, a little tip you could do is if you are going fast, you want to treat that semiquaver almost like as a grace note. And then you will get that contrast of that rhythm, and it sounds quite effective. Alright, then what do we have? I highly recommend alternative F sharp fingering. So you got your A, G sharp. Make sure you got your alternative F sharp fingering. Then you're going to E sharp, so it's F natural. Right, and then off we go. Again, that rhythm. be to a piano, pretty much. Okay, what do we have here? We've got F, E, F, F sharp alternative, F sharp, so that you can go to E sharp, F sharp, so you want that smooth fingering by getting that technique right. Then we've got a G sharp, then an F double sharp. Of course, that's 2 semitones higher, so you're essentially playing the same fingering as a G. Don't think G. It's 2 semitones up from F sharp. So we've got G sharp, same fingering as a G, G sharp, B, A sharp, B. And then we've got this weird seeming contradiction as we have a slur and staccatos. Those are mezzo staccatos. They're not going to be as brutally short as a staccato. It's kind of like this mezzo, like mezzo forte, medium loud. So we've got medium staccato. So a little detachment. And it's pretty much this kind of mid-piece dramatic flourish there in the middle. And then we keep going, suddenly we're piano again. And I probably didn't play piano. Now notice I'm just ignoring all those breath ticks. I just feel it chops up the music too much. You're better off just gliding into the next group of 2, gliding in the next group of 2, and to complete that 8-bar phrase. And then forzando, roll out again. Fumbles. So we're kind of repeating the piece at this point. So it's like a little snapshot of D minor here. And pure forte, so more forte. They're just really ramping it up here at the end. And it goes without saying, one of the classic mistakes in this piece is that blessed A sharp, right? So there's an A sharp there, and then there's an A sharp at the very, very end of the bar, and I kid you not, everyone will miss that at some point. So pencil it in, just to remind yourself you got that A sharp there. What else is there to say about this piece? Just a reminder. It's one of those ones where it's quite technical. There's a really good chance, and if I slap the metronome against me playing this at the beginning, it's probably all over the shop. This is your extreme goal. This is your sitting in the middle of your allegro and your presto, which is pretty much what they're trying to describe in your allegro vivace quasi presto. For us, though, we're probably going to wind it back. Maybe even back further. And then suddenly it's a little bit safer, but then it starts to expose some of the faux pas in your technique. It's amazing how going too fast hides certain finger movements not really gliding nicely. So you do want to be practicing this slowly, but let's be honest, it's a fun one to try and do it so absolutely fast as possible. So I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but it's one of those ones you probably at some point go, oh, you know, I should probably put the metronome on, just make sure I'm really locking in. And I'm aware of the parts where I'm going too fast, or I'm going too slow, or I'm falling behind, or actually I have to go faster. So, for example, I notice, personally, if I put on this fast metronome marking, and I'm going for it, that section in the middle with the do-da-da-da-da-da, I actually feel falling behind. It's amazing how the metronome helps you go, oh, you need to keep up with this. Conversely, maybe not so much this one, more of the slower pieces where the metronome's saying, hey, you're just getting a little bit ahead here. So, good metronome piece, but at the same time, go nuts with it. So, like I said, B minor. I mean, you can hear it, right? It's dripping B minor. Alright, so there's your Tarantella by Carl Baermann from the Pamela Weston 50 Classical Studies for Clarinet.